Okay, hi everybody. Now I don't know who's even watching. Nobody's watching yet. I just signed on. This morning, I, was feeling kind of lonely again. Whatever. I know Those of you who've been following me from the other channel, I think I said at some point that I was never going to do the online thing again to try to find a mate, and I decided to try it again. Now, the last time I did online dating was, I think it was last summer around July. Maybe it was June or July. Was it? Yeah, it was around July, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It was last summer, I know. And I did it for a month. I was on Match again for just 1 month because I kind of got sucked in again. So that's what those stir events will do to you. Because I went to a stir event on Match is an event that you can go to. You don't have to be a member of Match. You just have to have a profile on Match, but you don't have to be signed up, as a paying member. And you can go to the stir events. But at the stir event, you kind of sometimes will get sucked back into signing up to Match. So I got sucked in. There was no obligation to sign up, but I did. And what happened? So I signed up for a month, and I had as bad luck as I had the previous time that I'd signed up for like a year. Then I was on eHarmony, I think, for about a year too. So I've had good luck with getting dates. That's like first or second dates, and that's all I've ever gotten out of online dating. So I look a mess. I know my house is a mess. But if you're following me on this channel, it's because you don't care. So this morning, I was thinking, I said, well, I had vowed I would never do online dating again, but it really is a way to meet people, of the opposite sex. And it's actually less stressful than meeting them at a bar or whatever. So I decided to sign up for one of the free websites this time, which is, I've heard a lot about Plenty of Fish. So I said, well, it's free, that one. Now it's free, but again, you sign up for free. You can use the site for free. I think you can actually meet people for free, but they give you these incentives to upgrade, which I'm not going to fall for. I'm just going to use what limited access I have, because you are able to communicate. But actually, I don't know a lot about the site, so that's what we're going to find out now. So I signed up a few hours ago, and I've gotten a few inquiries already. And I decided I would open them up with you all here. Now, as usual, I'm not wearing my glasses or my contact lenses. But let me close some windows. Now, I'm not going to show you what I'm looking at either, because I think everyone deserves privacy. But I have gotten I've gotten 10 Meet Me inquiries. Now, it's kind of strange because I put up a face picture, just a picture of a headshot, just a selfie I took. I typed up a semi-decent profile, that I told them I don't like to cook, but I'll cook for the right man. I threw in a little flirtatious thing there. So that'll challenge the men to think that they might be the one I will be willing to cook for. I kind of played a little psychological trick. I really do hate to cook, but it's true. If I meet a man that I really like, I'll probably cook, and I'll cook good. I'll cook really well. But ordinarily, I would rather just, throw something in the microwave or boil some spaghetti. That's like the extent of when I'm living alone, which I haven't done in a while. Okay, look, I just got another entry. So I'm getting a lot of inquiries and emails. I've gotten 6 emails now. So let's go through them. But I'm thinking these men are basically just, because I never even got this many inquiries on Match or on eHarmony. I would get some, but I wouldn't get emails. So, well, of course, eHarmony is more of a drawn out thing. So it's already kind of making me a little bit like suspicious. Are they real or are they fake profiles to get me excited about the site so that I then upgrade? I don't know. But so how do I get to the emails here? So I go here. I just got one user has viewed my profile since I was last here. Another user. So now I wrote to one man. I've been looking through the profiles. And I only saw one man so far that I even think looked kind of handsome enough, you know, for my standards, which I don't have super high standards. I'd like a man to be relatively attractive. And, you know, he had the educational level that I'm looking for. And so I only found one man so far that I really found attractive. And I wrote him a message. And I've gotten six messages back, but none of them are from the one that I liked. So I can already tell it's going to be, you know, it's going to be as difficult or easy as it's been in the past. It's, you know, it's just another dating site. So, but let me see here. A second ago, I was looking at the messages. I don't remember how to get to them. Because one guy wrote to me, okay, here's a new one. Miami. Okay, so his name is, hello, how are you doing? Okay, this one is actually a long email. So this one is more believable because the other ones up till now have been really short, which I don't blame the guys because I'm thinking the guys on these sites are usually the ones probably doing the pursuing. So they probably like write, hi, how are you? I'm interested, like to 50 million women, and maybe like see which ones respond. But so this one already that the first one I've opened says, hello, how are you? I really enjoyed reading your profile and I'm definitely intrigued. Okay, I don't know why. I mean, I tried to sound interesting. I mean, I guess I could be intriguing online. First, I have to be honest. Yeah, okay, he's telling me I look younger than what I'm saying, which is, you know, I hope it's true, but I believe that I look my age. You know, I'm not gonna, because you know, I'm sorry for being so, what's the word? I guess I'm a bit jaded, but men will give you compliments, you know, anything at first before they, you know, until they get what they want from you. So he's basically saying, I'm not going to read it word for word, that I look younger. He's actually, he's taken 10 years off. So that's nice. You know, it's a little boost to my ego. I'll admit, whether it's true or not needs to be said. But you know, he's telling me I look 10 years younger than what my age is, because I put my real age there. And he says, hello, my name is, I'm originally from this city, but recently moved back. You know, he just got his degree. Okay, he has a degree, a higher degree, higher than college, which that kind of always impresses me, I'll admit. I know it doesn't mean that much, but the fact that someone has actually studied, I only have a college degree. So anyone who has more than a college degree, I'm impressed usually. I mean, for like at a first right off. Okay. Oh, he's an engineer. Okay, that's good because I did put in my profile that I wanted someone with college or higher. So that's good. I'm getting someone who's actually got more than college. So that's a plus. He works for, you know, a location here in Florida. Telling me I'm beautiful and I'm gorgeous and okay, you know, like again, I said, I'm taking with a grain of salt, but of course I do enjoy hearing that. Okay, yeah, he's lying here. He's, you know, he says my hair is amazing. It is not. I mean, yeah, he lost me there. I'm sorry. I have okay hair, but it's not amazing. And in the picture that I put up there, it's not, my hair isn't really nice in the picture. So I put up a decent picture of myself, but my hair is not amazing. So, okay, so I'm already believing that he's probably lying a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, if you're into dating, my type, you know, please look at my profile. Okay, all right, I'm going to have a look at his profile. I'm going to read through the emails first, and then I'll look at the profiles. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to share my screen because I think they deserve their privacy, just like, of course, I'm here on YouTube telling you I'm on Plenty of Fish now, but anyway, so the next guy looks super, like his picture, he's like drop dead handsome, which has me a little bit suspicious. I don't trust men that are that handsome. You know, the picture is just too handsome. And I haven't looked at his profile either, but he says, what do you mean you can't remember the month? Ha ha ha. He's lol, he put LOL, but because the picture that I did put up, I said it's sometime in 2014. It's a relatively recent picture. I don't really have a good, I have a more recent picture, but I don't look as good in that picture as I do in the one from 2014. So I figure as long as it's less than a year old, you know, it's okay. I'm not being phony. So I just put underneath in the caption of my picture that the picture is from 2014. I don't remember what month it was because I don't. So why is this man making fun of me? I don't remember what month. He sounds kind of stupid and he's too handsome. And I just think men that handsome probably are not hard up for women. So I'll probably look at his profile, but I'm not really interested in him. The first one, he might be something to look at. Now I have a third one here. He says, hello, good looking. How are you doing? Again, I know it's harder for men. It is more difficult for men on these websites, assuming it's a male-female thing going on. Because, I mean, it's probably different for two lesbians or two gay men. But if it's a man-woman thing, the men do have it more difficult time because they've got to write to all these women. They're usually the ones pursuing. So it's, of course, they could write they could write a longer thing, but even so, it's not going to be detailed. It's not going to be personalized to each person that they're looking at. So, you can tell when it's like a form letter that they're sending out to 50 million people. So this guy just wrote a short sentence, to see if I'm interested. So I'll look, he bothered to write to me. I'll look at his profile, but his picture is, I don't know. I can't say he's good looking. I can't say he's ugly. Pictures really don't do it for me. I can tell if a picture is super handsome and then I'll get suspicious. And other than that, men are usually not gorgeous and not ugly. They're just sort of, it's just a picture, So maybe men, it works differently because men are more visual, supposedly. So they'll look at a picture and see if they're attracted physically to the woman. But I don't feel any attraction so far for any of the men. Physical attraction, I can't know yet. I can know that none of them strikes me as extremely ugly. Let's see this next one. Okay, I have two more because the sixth one is a message from Plenty of Fish. So it's like a welcome message. So I really only have two more. So this next guy says, hello, you're pretty, you have a nice smile. Kind of what the other guys said, I would like to get to know you. Maybe let's have a glass of wine. Okay, that's an okay approach. The first one, what I liked about it is he took the time to write out a longer message. He talked a little bit about himself. Maybe it was sort of a form message, but that's why it probably is a form message. He's probably telling all the women that they have amazing hair. So, because most women will probably do their hair for the picture. So I'm guessing the first guy was a form letter, but that's okay. At least he took the time to talk about himself, that he finished his degree, that this is what he's doing. So far, the first one is the one that I, like right off the bat, would like if I were forced to choose this minute, I would choose the first guy because he's actually gone to the trouble of writing something about himself. And the next guy, another short one, is saying, hi, my name is this. I like your profile and would enjoy talking to you and learning more about you. So, they're not writing anything bad. And there's only 5. Look, I just got another one, though. So, I'm getting a lot of inquiries. Also, I guess if you're new, no, it's not an inquiry. It's just a view. A little red flag goes up. And it says that someone viewed your profile. Oh, that one's kind of cute, actually. Like if I'm looking at someone, was that him? Oh, no, wrong guy. Oh, what a pity. That's not the one that viewed me. Of course, because you go you click where it says people who have viewed you. And there's 2 rows of people. The top row is sort of like advertising for people on the site. And they, of course, looking at it now, they're picking all gorgeous men. They're all handsome. But those are not the ones that viewed me. Because it's that, and then underneath are the men who viewed me. So what a pity. But see, that's how they get you. They try to trick you. You have to be careful. Be careful on Plenty of Fish. So going down lower, the man who just looked at me, you know, I'm only seeing the first picture. You know, it's just a guy with sunglasses and a hat on. So, you know, apparently he likes the ocean. Okay, here he is without a hat. Okay, he's all right looking. He looks sort of like an outdoorsy type. Yeah, he's got on like khakis and hunting. He looks like a hunting, the type of men that go hunting or fishing. He's dressed like that. It looks like it's in the fall. That's not in Florida where he is right now in the pictures. He lives in Florida, which is where I live. He only has an associate's degree. He's a little bit younger than me, not much younger, but anyway, he didn't show interest. He just looked at me. So I'm only going to go to the men that show interest. I'm not going to chase after. I did send a message to the one guy that I thought was handsome, but I'm not going to write to any more men because they're the ones who are supposed to do the pursuing. The more older I get, the more I realize that old-fashioned things, you know, it's true. Naturally, men are the hunters. And I know we're supposed to be in the 21st century and women are supposed to be, you know, allowed to go after men, but it hasn't worked for me. I've tried being the pursuer and the men don't like it. They want to pursue. So, or not. But okay, so I'm going to go back to the messages and look at the men who looked at me. I mean, the men who showed interest. Okay, here's one of the men who showed interest. Actually, he's in one of the men who viewed. And okay, now that I see him closer, I don't think he's, you know, you can't tell much from pictures. Sometimes people aren't very photogenic and you meet them in person and they're really cute, especially when you see their quirks and their personality, they become attractive. So his picture does nothing for me. I don't know. He might. Okay, he has a recent photo up. He says it's from January 2015. Okay, he has a master's degree. I like that. He's older than me, which I also like because I'm getting, you know, at this age, I'm a little bit sensitive about my age. So I want the man to be older. What else? But where else is there information about him? Okay, he's over 6 feet, which doesn't matter. But okay, tall is always. Actually, if a man's too tall, ew, God, and they've got like advertising, and they've got a, you know, there's an advertising here. I'm sorry, of supposedly snail mucus is supposed to be good for your skin. So there's a advertisement of a lady, and she's got snails all crawling on her face, which is really. The snails are harmless, and they're actually kind of cute. Just they don't look cute crawling on her face. So. How come I can't see his profile, though? Oh, here it is. Okay, so he says he likes cooking. Good, because I don't. He's caring and honest and loving and understanding and romantic, and he's the perfect man. And of course, always on the profile, he's going to say he's perfect. I've known to be jovial, and I try to make people around me happy, and I have a good sense of humor. Okay. My son is all I have. Actually, is he a widow? Over 10 years? He's Italian. He's widowed. Okay, that's sad. He has a dog. That's a plus. He says his second language is Italian, and that he can speak a set. He's looking for a caring and understanding romantic woman to share some time, good times with, and dinner. The view, interaction. Okay, so it's a pretty basic profile. Nothing that jumps out at me is, you know, he's only got one picture, which I only have one picture too. So, you know, like, since I'm so not into this, I kind of am doing it because I've gotten kind of lonely. I don't really have anyone around. So, but I'm going to be more selective this time because I don't feel like going on 20 million dates. I really just want to go on 1 or 2 dates with someone who is really interesting, especially since I'm not paying, you know. All right, let me go to the other messages. Inbox. Okay, yeah, I'm getting a lot of views. That's not messages, they're views. I got 3 more. So I'm getting, I'm getting seen. Like every time I go back to this page, I see the little flag and I have gotten more views. So, okay, but let me just go to the 5 messages. So I already looked at one of the guys who messaged me. I'm not going to contact him. I feel bad. You know what? I should just, I don't know. I feel bad because I know that they're writing to 20 million women. But okay, then maybe they should just wait for someone. Oh my God. The guy that I wrote to wrote back. Okay, yay. But all right, it's already backwards because he's the one who's supposed to pursue. Okay, so I'm just going to go right to that one. Okay. That was the one that I looked at his profile. He has a lot of pictures. I find him very attractive in his pictures, which doesn't mean he might be photogenic and he might be ugly in real life. But in his pictures, I find him very attractive. So, okay, here he says, hey there. Let me see here. Let me go back. Wait, but he wrote 2 messages because he wrote the first one. And I guess he thought again, and now he's written a second one. Let me see. Inbox. Oh, my father's out there. I hope he doesn't hear me. Oh, he's deaf. Thank goodness. He's probably not wearing his hearing aids. So still, I'm going to try not to talk too loud. Where did it go? Wait a minute. I don't understand where it went. Where did the message go of the guy that wrote to me? I don't understand. It was just there. Why is it gone? Ugh, I don't understand how this works. Okay. Was I mistaken? Maybe he didn't write to me and that was some kind of a... Where did it go? This is making me mad. Contact history. I don't understand. Where did the message go? He wrote 2 messages. I had the inbox. And I don't understand where it went. This is making me, oh, this is terrible. Wait, I'm a little uncomfortable right now. I want to turn on the air conditioning because I'm getting warm. And you know, these pocket tees from Fruit of the Loom, they're very thick and heavy. They're hot. Okay. I would like to find that. Where is it? I'm so confused. I was gonna just write to that guy, but I can't find the message. Where is it? This is gonna drive me crazy. I still am learning how this works, but that guy wrote to me. He said, hey there, and then there was another message. So where did the message go? Maybe he didn't write to me because it's not in my inbox. Let me have another look. This is terrible. It was just there a second ago. Okay, there's his picture. Why am I not seeing the message that he sent? Okay. That's his profile. Okay, I'm going to go to my inbox. I was just in there and it was just there. This is really confusing me. Is there another page? How does this work? I am going to go crazy. Okay, 10 people want to meet you. Talk to them right now. But that's the thing. To talk to them, I have to... Sent message, new users, contacts. Okay, wait a minute. Maybe he didn't write. Yes, he did. He wrote to me, so why? No, I wrote to him. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's getting boring. I was just about to read the... Maybe I should just... Okay, I'm going to go to my inbox and I'm going to go to my sent messages. And maybe he replied. Sent message. There. Okay, that's the sent messages. View message. Okay, in my sent messages... No, he didn't write to me. He didn't. It was in my sent messages. And the first one was, hey there. No, he didn't write to me. Oh. Oh, well, it's a good thing I realized that. Because what somehow I had accidentally clicked on sent messages. So the first one said, hey there. That was because I sent him two. Because first I showed interest. So I guess there's an automatic message that says, hey there. And then I wrote him an actual message. But he has not written to me. Oh, I was so happy for a minute. Oh, well. Yeah, no, there's no way around it. He didn't write to me. So back to where I was a minute ago, before that happened. Okay, so back to my inbox. My inbox. You see, when you see things you want to see, you make yourself believe that that's the way it is. All right. So really, the only one that I kind of, out of the 5 that have written to me, let me go to that first guy and look at his profile, because the others really haven't done it for me, at least what they wrote. I'm still going to look at their profiles, but I'm going to look at the most interesting one first. The one that says I look 10 years younger than what my age says, and that I have amazing hair. See, those two things kind of make me suspicious that he's either lying or he's writing like a form letter and he writes that to everyone. But we'll see. Okay, he's not much younger than me. He's 43. It's a bit young for me. I'm 48. I don't lie about my age anymore. 44, 45, 46, 47. 5 years. It makes me kind of uncomfortable. Because a man of 43 might still be interested in forming a family, having kids and all. He's still young enough to maybe think about that. But of course, I don't know. Maybe he's already had kids and he's done with that. He's okay. I don't know. He just looks, you know what? He's 43 and he looks like he's in his 30s. So I don't think it's going to work. He looks a lot younger than his age. He's very juvenile looking. So let me look at all his pictures, but yeah, no, I mean, he looks too young. It's just, as interesting as he is, in writing, he just looks too young. I don't know. Okay, he goes to a sports team here. What is he? Is that the Chicago Bulls? Okay, apparently likes the Chicago Bulls. Oh my God, he looks like he's 34. He looks like he's in his 30s. It's not, I don't think it's gonna work. I mean, obviously it's my insecurity coming out, but I don't know. I don't know. If he were older, if he looked a little older, it's too bad, because as far as education, and he seems interesting, so I'll have to think about him, because yeah, I don't know. Let me see what else it says about him. His pictures, he looks very young. The rest, okay, he likes the Miami Dolphins, the Miami Heat. He likes reading. He likes music. He likes learning different languages. He's a very interesting guy. He actually would be very stimulating You know, I like to be with intelligent men that are more intelligent than me because they start talking and they say a lot of interesting things. So, you know, maybe I could meet him. I mean, sort of just as a friendly basis, you know, but I don't think I could be physically attracted to him because I would feel like I'm sleeping with a young kid, you know, even though he's 43 supposedly, but he just looks so, I'm sorry, I just feel like a, you know, kind of a cougar. I don't like the cougar feel. I know that some women like to be the cougar. I don't find it, it's not me. So no pets. Okay, he says he speaks Spanish. I wonder if he's from Latin America. I mean, he speaks English first. But of course, out of all of them, he seems like the most interesting one. But okay, I'll look at some of the other guys. I'll probably write to him and maybe he's just putting up good pictures of himself where he looks young. And then, I mean, I can make myself look better when I put makeup on. Obviously, I wouldn't go like this, you know, but, you know, if we're like, we were together and it was just a regular day where I'm not all gussied up, the age difference is going to be very obvious. So, you know, I don't know. Let's hope the other guy writes to me, the one that I like, that I thought wrote to me and he didn't. Okay. Let me look at the next guy. So that was that. I'm not going to answer the guy that said, what do you mean you don't know when you put your picture up? That's like really, really handsome. He's bald, completely bald. But you could tell maybe he was balding and decided to just shave his head. It's an attractive look. And a lot of men can pull off baldness. They just got to go all the way bald. If they're just sort of balding, they may as well just shave it all off. So that's what this guy has done. Let me look closer because, you know, you can tell if a man shaves his head because he's cool or if he shaves his head because he's already started balding. So if, you know, you can only tell once it starts growing in a little bit. But actually, no, he is bald. I mean, at least in this picture, it's a recent shave. He's got a nice round head, you know, because not all bald men have nice round heads. Some of them have the bumpy back here. Actually, the guy I met on the cruise that I was dating for a little while, he was bald. He shaved his head clean. And like in the back from the side, you would see like that bump. Like there's this bump here, like a bulge of meat coming out. Which I thought it was cute, but, you know, round heads probably do better when they're bald. Like Kojak had a nice round head. Of course, I'm not seeing this guy from the side. He looks nice and round from the front, but like maybe from the side, he's got that bump. Now, don't be self-conscious. Those of you who are bald, it's not a bad look. Most men have kind of a bump back there. It's just something you notice that makes it look less round. And he's got a goatee. So he's bald with a goatee. You know, not to be stereotyping, I'm going to talk low because my father's out there. A lot of gay men do that too. I'm not saying, you know, that's bad or good. I'm just saying, what if the guy is bisexual or something, which that kind of, I don't mind if a man is gay, he's gay. If he's straight, he's straight. But the ones that are kind of in between, they make me nervous because you don't know, you don't know what way are they going, you know? So, you know, they might be with you and then suddenly flip and they're with a guy. And so I kind of would rather know what he, you know, if he's into gays, he's gay, and then I don't have to worry about him. He could be a friend or whatever. He's not going to be looking for me on these sites, obviously. And if he's straight, and I only have to compete with other women, but I don't feel like competing with other men. So I'm judging just from the pictures that he's so handsome that it makes me a little nervous. Like gay men are usually extremely handsome. You know, stereotypical, of course, and here on Miami Beach especially, they're really into fitness and looking good, and they're so handsome. You know, it drives us straight women crazy that all these gorgeous men are gay. But so anyway, this guy supposedly is heterosexual because he's pursuing women on the internet, but you know, he's got the bald head, he's got the goatee. Let me see if how he's dressed. There's no, I'm only seeing headshots right now. Oh, he's covered in tattoos, which is, it's not really me. I guess I don't mind one or two little tattoos here and there, but he's like completely covered. And here's a picture of him with no shirt on. You know, what would a guy like that be interested in me for anyway? Like the tattoo type guy, biker, he looks sort of like one of those biker guys too. Okay, in this picture, he's not quite as handsome. I mean, he's not quite as, you know, no, I don't know. I don't know. It's just, it makes me uncomfortable. Like so far, if I'm going to write to one of the guys, I would write to the first guy because he's, okay, yeah, he's dressed sort of, you know, just in sweats and a t-shirt. So, okay, here's a picture of him. He's out at a bar somewhere. Yeah, he's slender. I mean, slender, fit, you know. I think, what does he say? Okay, he says he's over 6 feet. He's had some college. He's a landscape design manager, so he's like a landscaper. Okay, that would explain why he's kind of muscular. He sort of reminds me of a biker guy, because landscapers, that's backbreaking work, actually. It's a lot of physical labor. So, and he says he's the manager, but he probably actually does the work himself too. So yeah, I'm not really feeling it. You know, this is a guy that probably gets lots of women. He's really good looking, Latino, you know, which is very sexy to many women. Not me in particular. I was married to a sexy Latino, so I'm over that, you know. They don't impress me anymore. Okay, I'm done with him. I'm not going to write to him. I might write to the first guy and suggest maybe we just get together for a coffee and see. Okay, what's the next guy? The next guy, the one that said, "Hello, good looking, how are you?" That's all he said. I'll go look at his profile. But he's only got one picture. Oh, this is the guy that I think might be Italian, because he says he speaks Italian. He's why is he dressed? Is he a chef? He's dressed in a chef's jacket. Says he has a master's degree. All right. I don't know. He has a dog. He was widowed. Oh, I got to look at the other guys, see what's happened. That's important. If they're widowed or if they've been divorced, or I forgot to check that on the other guys. Okay, he doesn't want children. Good, neither do I. He has green eyes, which I'm sort of a, you know, people are attracted to opposites. I'm attracted to browner skinned men with brown eyes, you know, maybe because people are attracted to the opposite many times. So, and yeah, his eyes are, you can see in the picture, they're light colored, and he has gray hair, like chestnut with gray. I don't know. His picture's okay. Somewhat ambitious. Okay, he's widowed. What does it say? Yeah, I mean, I already read his. He doesn't say anything in his profile that's very particularly interesting. I forgot to look at the other two and see why they're single. If they're widowed, if they're divorced. That does matter to me. The guy that I wrote to that I liked, that I thought wrote back but didn't, he's widowed. I don't know why, it just kind of makes me feel more secure, you know, that, oh, they really are someone who might be seeking, you know, because they're used to having a strong relationship and they were with someone until death, you know, the vows, until death do we do the part. So, you know, let me go to the first two. Okay, there's this one again. The first one that I said looks like he's in his 30s. Why is he single? Oh, let me go there. I hope you're all not getting bored with, you must be bored by now, especially since I'm not showing what these men look like, but I just think it's important to keep private. Oh, actually, that guy doesn't say anything. He just basically puts up what he does, and that's it. He doesn't say if he's widowed. Oh, wait, yes, he does. Oh, yeah, he's got all this stuff down here that I didn't read. He's 33. No wonder. I thought he looked like he was in his 30s. He says that, okay, about me. This explains it. He says, where do I start? Okay, let's get this out of the way. I'm 33, not 43. His profile says he's 43. I thought he looked like he was, I said, wow, he looks really young. He altered his age so that he can chat with women, you know, with older women. So apparently he's into older women. Okay. He feels he's more comfortable. He feels more comfortable with older women. You know, he says, okay, all right, this kind of explains, but it also makes me realize that this isn't going anywhere. He's wanted the women that was older than him. This is something I've been doing his entire dating life. He's always dated older women. I don't want experience with a cougar or a sugar mama or an MILF or any of that. I just want an older woman. He just likes older women. Apparently, it's not a fetish or anything. He just feels comfortable and likes them and is more attracted to them. All right, well, okay, now he's working in the wastewater operations as an engineer. Okay, he has a master's. I was impressed by his master's. He likes sleeping and exercising. I'm just already like, I know I'm putting a mental block, but I know that he's 33. So it's sort of like anything else kind of just went out the window now, no matter how interesting he is. Okay, so, you know, I actually might have been interested if he were older. And I'm gonna have to think about it. What do you guys think? If you've been listening to the video this long, most of you probably gone by now. All right, write down in the comments or wherever you can write, should I date a 33-year-old? I mean, she's shown interest in me. I'm 48. He looks 33, so it's not even like I could pull it off. I mean, I would really have to, I mean, what would I do? Like, I'd have to put like something to stretch out my wrinkles. You know, it might be fun to go out with him just to feel young, you know, a little bit, or like at least I would really go to an effort to look younger, maybe, to, you know. I don't know. What do you think? I'm uncomfortable with it, I'll admit. But okay, that explains that. Now let me see why he's single, if he's widowed or what's the problem here. It doesn't say why he's single. All right, so that explains that. But he's really the only one that's written to me that I actually think is interesting. And if I would have thought he was 43, I might have actually, but now I'm really thinking about not calling him. Okay, then this other guy, the landscaper. Okay, let's go to the fourth guy. I've got two more that I haven't looked at yet, so. And then I'll end this video. It's getting too long. I didn't expect it to be this long. I'm sorry. Okay, so this guy's the one that says, hi, pretty face. I'd like to have a glass of wine with you. Yeah, he wants to get me drunk. That's what he wants to do. Okay, he's wearing sort of like one of those French beret type hats. He's dressed in a suit with no tie in a few of the pictures. He's got a dog. He wants to get married, supposedly here. That's his intent. He's 58. Okay, the age is good. Physically, he's okay looking. He's bald. He doesn't have a college degree. He has some college, but he's a business owner. So I can, you know, that's okay. I can accept the no college if they've done other things with their life. It's just that many times if they don't do college, they kind of don't do anything. And so, but okay, it could work. It could work. I wasn't really thrilled with this picture at first, but he's okay looking. He's, how tall is he? 5'10". All right, I'm 5'4". This one actually seems like someone that's more realistic. I don't know how passionate things would be because, you know, he looks like he has a nice time in life. He's here. He's at a party with some kind of fireworks. It's like a dessert, and there's fireworks coming out of his dessert. He went to some restaurant, probably on Miami Beach. Hey, I might write to this guy. I like the age, 58. That's 10 years older than me. He's, his body's okay. For a 58-year-old, it's not bad. I like that he has a dog. Oh, and it's a little cute dog. Oh, yes, yes. Granddaughters, if they have a teeny little baby granddaughter, that's a plus. If they have a dog, that's a plus. Grandsons too are cute. I don't mean to sound, sexist, but I think granddaughters are just cuter. And since I make clothes, making little baby clothes is a lot of fun and easy because it's very little fabric. So, whenever I'm thinking about meeting a man today, I'm hoping he has little baby grandchildren, like really small grandchildren, not like teenage grandchildren. And, because I imagine us together on a weekend and maybe the grandkid is visiting for a night or two and, we're enjoying the children and then, send them home, so they're not. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking ahead, obviously, but so this man could give me that. The 33-year-old isn't going to give me grandchildren. I don't have children of my own. My stepkids are far away, and none of them is having kids anytime soon, I hope, because none of them is in a condition to have children right now. They don't even have steady jobs and all. So, okay, I am going to write to this guy. I am. He's a definite. I'm going to write to him. I don't know how far we'll get. I guess that remains to be seen. I might write to the 33-year-old just to say I might just write to him and say I really appreciate that you've shown interest, and it is a boost to my ego that a 33-year-old has shown interest, even though apparently he likes older women, so it's not like it's anything special just to me, but it is a bit of an ego boost, that a young guy is looking at you. Okay, and now we have the last guy. He says his name is Marco. Mark. Okay, he'd like to know more about me, he says. He's a non-smoker. He's 59. That's a good age. Anything 65, anything up to 65, like my age to 65, I'll do. I'll consider more seriously. Looking for a relationship. I like this. Well, again, I don't know how serious they are because a lot of times they say they're looking for a relationship and then you go out with them and they're just players, because that's what happened to me on eHarmony and on Match and also. He says he's seeking a woman for a permanent relationship. He doesn't have any pets. He has brown eyes. Okay, I like brown eyes. He's into real estate. He's honest, kind, caring, responsible, easygoing, loves to be active. He's a positive person. He finds enjoyment in the simple things. He does exercise. His pictures look like he probably does work out a little bit. Okay. All right, let me look at his pictures a little closer. There's only 3 of them. There's 2 pictures, actually. There's one on the beach. How tall? 5'10". Okay. Oh, no. Yeah, there's a picture of him with sunglasses on. He looks really handsome. Then there's a picture of him. It's just that I'm sorry, I got to get a little closer. There's a picture of him without sunglasses, but it's very small. Like you can see his whole body, and it's okay. His body's slender. It's proportionate, and he doesn't look like he's got much of a belly. I mean, all men over 40 are going to have a belly. Most men, not all. The ones that really work out like crazy don't have bellies, but you're going to expect a guy above a certain age is going to have a bit of a soft belly. That's, that's fine. I mean, that's, Lord knows I'm skinny, but I'm certainly not in shape. So, I just think his face looks weird. Like, I can't see it. I wonder, there's no way to, oh, wait, I'm going to try to make it bigger. Wait a minute. I think if you press Alt, or is it Control? Control plus, oh, there we go. We can make it bigger. If you press Control and then the plus sign over on the numerical keyboard on the right, it makes the screen bigger. Yeah, but it makes it bigger but less clear. I don't know. His face looks kind of weird in the picture, but I can't see it very well. I think there's something wrong with his eyes. Like maybe one of his eyes is missing. Okay, so I have one definite that I'm going to write to. I'm going to write to the guy, the second to last guy, and I'll consider the 33-year-old who's into older women. I'll consider him, but I just don't see how. He says he's looking for a long-term relationship. I don't see how you can have a long-term relationship with a 33-year-old when you're 48. And then I'm going to get older, and he'll still, like, he'll be 40, let's say, and I'll be like almost 70, right? If he's 40, when he's 40, I'll be well into my I'll be in my 50s. I'm bad at math. All right, tell me what you think. Anyone who's listened this far along, should I call the 33-year-old or shouldn't I? Call, right? You know, should I pursue? Thanks. Bye. How do I turn this off? Okay, here we go. Oh, somebody's viewing. Whoever you are, please tell me what you think about this 33-year-old. I'm hanging up now. Bye. Unless you want the link. You want the link to my Google Hangout? Well, let me look on YouTube. I think there's comments over there. I'm going to look on YouTube. Hang on a second. I didn't know if anybody was watching or not. Where is I don't know how to get to YouTube. Hang on a second. In case, because sometimes I've realized that I've hung up and people have actually commented. But if you haven't commented, I'm going to go ahead and hang up. But this will be on YouTube for any future viewers. Why is it saying please stand by? Oh, okay. No, it doesn't show that anybody's written any comments.
There's comments.
Oh, that's me.
I'll look on YouTube. Hang on a second.
Okay. Okay, thanks for watching. See you soon. I'll probably do another ramble in a while. Bye.